This is our domain. It's small but efficient, and it serves its purpose. What it lacks in grandeur, it makes up for in allowing us to focus solely on the task at hand, creating the food of our imagination. It doesn't blow you away like other fancy kitchens, but that's not what the focus should be on. Focus is on what comes out of the kitchen. My name is Luke Hayes-Alexander, and I'm the executive chef of Luke's Gastronomy in Kingston, Ontario. In general, our approach is to have a lot of old world techniques and methods of preparation, ingredients as well. But we like to juxtapose those preparations with modern techniques as well. That way there's a nice counterplay between old world and new world.
I'm Luke Hayes-Alexander's mom, his sous chef, his partner in the kitchen, one of his closest friends. I would consider him my best friend. So what beans do you want for soup?
I don't know.
Lentils?
Okay.
Yeah?
We prefer lentils.
Red? French?
Perchance the French ones then.
10 years ago, we took over this spot. It has a good vibe to it, and many people who come in the door comment on that, which makes us very, very proud. Even before he could walk, we just knew that he was advanced, and he did everything early. He walked early, he talked early, he knew his ABCs really early. He read War and Peace when he was 7 and understood it. First, it was art. He just loved art.
It was inspired by the first harvest moon that I saw in Wapoos. It was twilight, and it was stunningly beautiful, and something that I told myself I should never forget. And also something that when I decided I wanted to do a mural, I thought it would be interesting to explore the dimension of color within what I saw.
And then when he was 11, he discovered food, and that was it.
So I've always helped out here, and I've always enjoyed it. So before I helped my father in the kitchen, I helped Mom out front, just doing the little things. And I found it a very interesting world. But I guess then I gradually wanted to learn about the kitchen as well, because there was this mysterious little back room that seemed to do its own thing. So it was kind of like its own little magic pill. People would come in and then leave feeling ecstatic. It could change people, and I found that very appealing. I went through a period of training, learning from my dad and from our books and such. Things didn't happen quickly at first. That way we did, to ensure that we did things properly. Control of the kitchen shifted.
Now, even though, again, he's only 17, so we're only looking at 2 years, but just his maturity in the kitchen, he has grown into the chef he wanted to be.
With this pig head, today I'm going to be making what we call the braisé beurré la tête de cochon, which is the entire pig's head, boned and skinned. We pound it very thin and then roll it into a torchon shape and then braise it. find real charcuterie in Canada and probably in North America. You can get the typical things, you know, pepperoni, but you can't get the true items of charcuterie such as guanciale or sopressata. So to be able to make these, to make them properly in ways that pay respect to the artisans in Italy and France is a very exciting thing to do. And then to bring these traditional foods to the restaurant in Canada and to have people taste them for the first time. It's a wonderful feeling to know that if they had wanted to try guanciale, for example, they would have had to have gone to Italy. And we've kind of brought a little piece of that area's history to Ontario, to Kingston.
I mean, it's exciting food to eat. And I think ultimately, as somebody who can cook on their own, you know, I'm perfectly capable of cooking a 7 to 9 course meal for, you know, 10 friends at home. And I do that on occasion. But when I'm going to go out and spend money, I want to be, you know, I want to be dazzled. I want to show, and you get that at Luke's.
And we've decided to do a joint tasting menu. So we each prepare a similar number of courses just from various sources that, you know, excite us.
They're merely dishes that we've wanted to make for quite a while from our favorite cookbooks.
So who are your guests?
One, Lorraine Schmidt, and the second guest is Greg Burliak, the food writer for the Whig Standard.
When Luke first became chef, Greg was the first one to have his interest piqued and wrote a fabulous full-page story about Luke and his transition to chef. And Luke was oh so very shy. But now Luke has really grown into his skin, and I think it's wonderful that the two of you will be able to sit down and chat again.
Luke was actually the first to just throw the idea out there that he just didn't think high school was a place he wanted to be. He was afraid of losing too much time with his craft.
Was the lamb dish with the oats and such. I've been wanting to make that for about 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Where is it from?
Charlie Trotter's Meat and Game Cookbook. Some people think it's a definite necessity that you can't possibly learn anything without going to the culinary schools. But there are so many thorough and wonderful books that cover a broad range of cooking techniques. I can go to cooking school, but through books.
Hey, Luke, what's shaking? How are you? I saw you walking down the street today. Really? Yeah, I was coming home. I was coming back from the gym. I was about Staples when I saw you and your mom, and it looks like you'd come back from a funeral.
What do you mean by that?
You look kind of sad.
I wasn't sad. I mean, just passing moment. My face contorted for some strange reason.
Yeah.
In the kitchen, you don't have to interact with many people. So I just kind of used it as a security blanket, so to speak, and kept myself very tightly wrapped up in it. I do think that may have played a part in preventing me from wanting to interact with people, because a bit of a fear is that if, for example, I come out into the dining room because there's a table that wants to meet me, so that's a good thing. But I'll always think to myself, well, what if that table over there is furious? I don't want to be in the dining room if there's a table that's unhappy, because then they might accost me, you know. This sucked. And of course that's never going to happen, but it is a strange type of possibility. It's the first demonstration we've ever had, so it's hopefully the first in a series of demonstrations, each one gradually bigger and more prestigious.
First thing Luke will do will be to show just sort of how to churn the butter. Do you use salt then? It's good when it starts to.
It's a good way to express our passion and hopefully instill in people the belief of what real food really is. In general, we just love the local ingredients because they're all beautiful. If you buy something from a far way, you can't meet the people who grew them, and chances are they were grown by machine anyways. So you lose that personal sense that you can gain by purchasing locally. So there is beauty in each sense of the production of these items. Everything from imagining the farm, planting the seeds, and picturing the plants slowly growing to the finished item on the plate. That, I guess, would be the black olive ice cream.
Does it taste like black olives?
Yes. Adam said it went very well.
I think so.
You do agree?
I very much agree. You did.
Really?
You're ready to go in front now. If you were to pull this off.
I did well?
Oh, man.
Well, thank you. Well, this is the start. This one restaurant, first with Mum and Dad, and now with us.
Well, we have the same ideals. We have the same passions. There are just so many things that we want to accomplish.
We haven't figured out in exact detail the method of accomplishing everything, but essentially just opening up many restaurants worldwide, and we want a large line of products. So many things.